not equal 30 negative 2. And then negative 2 is 5.
I don't know what you mean.
I get negative 2. But it gave me an equation, but I still didn't find it.
I understand. I asked multiple people, and I checked like the ChatGPT, and everybody gave me an answer.
Is there more than one? I actually told her that she find on that. That's so wrong. Always late, never does his work, always forget casting. Studying weekend yesterday. Obsessed. Mine said 0 and negative. Okay, 0 for sure. Is it red? I don't know. What about me? I got negative 2.
So light. I got negative 3.
Yeah, this one is.
I got both.
And this is like 3. And that for A, I got 30. I got negative. So we studied the rest of it.
Yeah.
Then C. 3 to 9. 3 to 9.
Yeah. Do you guys have any questions? Next 3.
Yeah, you're fine. Not negative 3.
I didn't know. It's not a cost of like. For the H double prime. I didn't know what that was.
What about
The concave down.
yeah.
Concave down I got from 0 to 6.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not too long, everybody. We forgot everything. It's okay. I had to like remind you for the FTC. We're chill. We're good.
All right, so we're gonna go through 2 and 3, and I'm also gonna ask you to do couple in class, so that way you guys have some guidance when you're doing some things. So I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna ask you questions. G of negative 2. Does anybody got G of negative 2? Let's ask Samuel. What is G of negative 2? G of negative 2 is 3. Did anybody get negative 3? Well, you should look at like this boundary is 0. This is a G of negative 2 that's equal to 0 to negative 2 of ft dt. And then that's equal to negative 2 to 0 because the boundary is off. And you can put negative sign in front. Every time I always pay attention to boundary first because that just makes easier for me. And then since they are below x-axis, so that's going to be negative 3, so that's equal to positive 3. So that's how you get positive 3, and that's our first one. What is G of 2? Well, that's going to be integration from 0 to 2 of ft dt. So if it's 0 to 2, that's going to give you a negative 6. So this is fairly easy. Now, what is G of 8? Well, G of 8 is actually interesting because here's Caden. So we start from here, and then G of 8. So what happened is this part here is going to be negative 4.5, right? If I integrate it from left to right, that's negative 4.5. This is positive 4.5. Well, can I just look it forward here to cancel out this one? So the answer is still -6 without too much calculations. And that's the fastest way to think about something is think about, hey, I can just go from here to here, and those part the exact same shape, I can just cross it out. Okay, they kind of cancel each other. Okay, so that's -6. So this one we got correct. Now, a lot of people have question about zeros. Now, first of all, they is S, so it probably more than one in this particular case. So first of all, it's property. First property is integration from 0 to 0 of ft dt is equal to 0. So x equal to 0 is one of them, but there's a second one. There's a second one. If you go from here, that if we integrate, we know that this one is end up to be +3, not -3, even though it's below x-axis because the orientation is off. But then it doesn't matter what orientation is this. This will end up to be -3. So you have +3, -3. It's still, if you go and calculate the cumulative area this way, then you'll find out that this two will cancel out. So therefore, x is equal to -4. How many of you guys did not get a second one? You did get it?
I thought -2 instead of -4, but the same logic, but I thought that it's gonna be where it changes from negative to positive, but that
No.
would be negative.
It's not negative positive. You account for the area under the curve. And if integral, it give you an area, it's negative this part. So a -2, you're gonna get, look, even a -2, you already see it from question first part, it's 2. And how can it be 2 and 0 at the same time? Right? Oh, 3 and 0 at the same time.
I
It
thought
can't.
it would be like, didn't you say the first one would be like -3 and then the second one would be 3? I thought when we have change of sign, that means there has to be a 0 in between.
No, it's the integrals take account the output, which is output of the integral, which is the area differences. Yes, Miranda. Shh.
I don't get how you got the zeros. Like, I literally just looked at like the graphs and I got -2. But I know that's not.
Yeah, it's not correct. So it's gonna be at 0 because if you 0 to 0, there's no area under the curve. That's a really easy one, right?
Okay.
The second one is the way that you accumulate the area. So if you going from, remember this is your low bound. If I accumulate area this way, you'll end up to be 3. But you want an output to be 0 because they say G is 0. That means the output. So output has to be 0, but output is 3 here. Now, if we keep on going from here to here, let's just say if I integrate it from let's just say from 0 to -4. 0 to -4 of ft dt, we already know that's equal to it's already equal to, well, 0 to -4 we don't know, but we do know integration from 0 to, or -2 to 0. -2 to 0 of ft is equal to 3, right? According to this is 3, right? But how about from -4 to -2? Well, from -4 to -2, that's gonna give you a -3. So those 3 cancel out. The output is gonna cancel out, so that's gonna give me 0. So x equal to -4 is one of them. And if you think about it, the way we calculate area is going to be like this way, right? We're going to keep on going back until this is part is going to be 3. But this is above x-axis, so it should end up to be -3. So 3 and -3, they cancel each other out. And that's why this part is only output is 0, even though at -4. So this is going to be 0 here, and that's it. Yes.
So can we do the same thing but like the other way?
Yeah, you can. The problem is start at 0 though. So at 0 that you go in same thing to the other way. The problem is there's 6, right? So this part here is gonna cancel out this part, but does not make it 0 because you need another 6 more unit to become 0. So unless the graphs go in like this and go in for 2 more units, a horizontal line 2 more units, they will go to 0. They will become 0.
So it has to be like from the Y. Like everything from, like you can't just like take like it has to be from the Y.
Yeah, because they start at 0. If they start at, so sometimes somebody asked me last period, what if we start at -2? Can it be 0? Yeah, if you start at -2, your 0 is going to occur right here. Why? Because this one and this one will cancel out evenly if you start at -2. So that will be a 0 there. If the boundary is -2, then that can happen. Okay, so what is G prime of 0? Well, this will require you to do fundamental theorem calculus, right? Now this one's going to be on your test because I can ask you like this, and I can say this is G of X, right? So I can say, okay, well, I want to find out G prime of X. G prime of X means d to the dx, 0 to x of ft dt, that's also known as d to the dx of f of x minus f of 0. Now, this part is going to give you a f of x because there's a chain rule. Take it to 1 minus f of 0 times 0. So this one you get an f of x. So this is called a key. A key is very, very important to write down on AP exam. So if you have AP exam, please write down this, because if you just write that down, they give you 1 point. Again, you only need a 42 point to get a 3. You only need a 55 point to get a 4. You only need a 70 point to get a 5. And that's 1 point already. That's a very easy point for anybody to gain. You do not just say, I want to be lazy, I just don't want to write it, because that's an important thing to write down. So they can ask you, okay, well, that means G prime of 0 is easy as f of 0. F of 0 is going to be -3, so this one is going to be -3. G prime of 5 is going to give you 0. Here, this is 0. This is -3. And then G prime of 8 is going to be 3. Now, what is G double prime? Well, G double prime, you had to write down another key because you had to take a derivative on both sides, right? So now this is f prime, but the graph is f of x. So I'm looking at the slope. Slope at 3 is what? 1. So this is a 1 and this is a 1. Because slope at this point and this point are the same. However, what is slope at this point? If I say I want to find the slope there. Yes.
During test, do we need to like solve all that, or you can just write that G prime of x equals f?
You mean this part?
Yeah, do we need to write it down?
Yes and no. But here's the reason why yes and no. Because if the boundary, right? If this is just x, right? That's basic fundamental theorem calculus, and this has to be a constant. Then you can say G prime of x equal to f of x. However, in the past, they have seen this before. So I'm going to show you what happened they have seen. Is one of the question looks like this. Do you see that the boundary is 2x minus 2? So that means I have to do integral of this and take a derivative of this. And there is extra 2 here. And this are slightly different because it's not f of x. So I would prefer you follow fundamental theorem calculus. Just do it once. Next time you see that becomes a pattern. And especially when this pattern change, you have to be able to alter it. Did that answer your question? So in general, I will ask people to do it just because, hey, you more do it, the more understanding is. Now, in the future on AP exam, if you see just x to 0, then you know that just f of x. But if you see is, what if the boundary is sine of x? Then it will be f of sine of x times cosine of x. And if the bottom boundaries change, that makes it even harder. So competition, you're going to see a boundary is going to change, right? You're going to see the boundary is changing. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so now let's go to the other question. Question 3. I got x equal to -2. I got x equal to 8. That's the zeros. Why is it -2 though? Because you start at -2, right? You can have -2, there's no area under the curve. But you see it here, Miranda, you see it here? If I do integration in this shape, it's going to give you 6, and this is a 4.5, so total 10.5, right? Now, when you get to here, and here, it's actually the same shape. It's -10.5. So the 0 actually occurred at 8. Because this, you start at -2. You go in here, this is all the positive. And this is the same shape, all the negative. Day 2, is 1 plus negative, they kind of cancel, they offset each other. Once they offset each other, they do become 0. So that's where the zeros come in play. What?
Why at -2?
Why is -2? Because -2 to -2 is 0. Because there is no area in the curve. Because that's a property. That's a property. Okay, on what interval is h decreasing? H decreasing means h prime of x is less than 0. If h prime of x is less than 0, I'm looking at the key. The key is f of x, right? So that means f of x is below x-axis, between 3 to 9. So those are the things that is going to be very, very, very important. Now I answer all the questions here. 6, 3, and undefined. Why is this undefined though? It's a sharp turn because this one's here. If the slope here is 0, slope here is -1, therefore it's undefined. Why is h prime of 0 equal to 3? Because h prime of 3, according to the key, is equal to f of 3. f of 3 is equal to 3, so that's 3. And h of 0 is 6, because going from -2 to here, this is exact 6 units. So that's how you get all the questions pretty easily. Now, concave down means the second derivative. If it's concave down a second derivative, then that's going to be f prime of x, right? Now, f prime of x,
No, it's undefined. It's just 0.
it's going to be, the slope is negative. So you're looking for where slope, this slope is 0, this slope is 0. The only part is negative is this part. So this is the concave down. The x value of these. So it'll be 0 to 6. All right, so I want you to try one question. I want you to try a couple questions. So first question I want you to try is 7. So this is the actual exam on the test before. 7 is a good question. Question 7. Okay. So try the question 7 and see if you can understand everything. Jacob, are you doing the problem? I don't know why you need a computer to do the problem.
It's my job. Because it's from 0 to 0.
Alden, you cannot keep on skipping the general class. You have to show up first period. You have to go to class because I don't want to have problems with the general.
Sorry, bro. That was not even.
Yeah, so the
They both go. It was like
wait, the name
you have to like actually sit down and do a test. There was no questions that actually I was supposed to do. The entire calculation, and then I realized it was not
Yeah.
so it's negative.
was asking how many degrees it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Winston, are you good at AP stats?
Well, he had a heart attack for half the year, so I just kind of go there.
Did you do all the work?
What do you mean?
He assigned AP classroom. Did you do them?
We didn't have AP class.
She doesn't do AP classroom.
He did tests on AP class.
He doesn't assign.
AP stats.
Yeah, you like gambling. You know the probabilities. No, it's a good class for you though.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't really have to study for mechanics.
I think lawyer need a stats.
Yeah. That's the only reason why I took it.
I know, I'm
accepted
pretty
it.
good. So tangent line, that's what I want.
That would include me.
So,
Right?
intersection line positive x equals to
So it's negative because it's one from. You guys pick.
Yeah, takes the boundary, and then it's just like a quarter of a circle.
I always remember for m for slope you have to be
Long game.
long game.
Dude, why did I look at you?
Because for y, all you do is plug it into the original.
No, it's a quarter, so it's 1/4 times pi r squared. Quarter of the unit circle would be pi over 2. That's right, half. So half of a circle.
Wait, the slope is.
Yes. Yeah, we're not talking about pi, we're just talking about a circle. A quarter of a circle is.
Damien, ask questions.
Yes. It's the same. You don't have to think about it's like a regular circle, bro.
How liberal are you in Science Olympia? People are nice. Oh. Is everybody finished or no?
No.
No, okay.
Yeah, that should look fraud. It's just 2 pi plus 1. 2 pi minus 1. It's usually when this, so it's g prime x. This is not okay. What are we talking about? G? G pi minus 1.5. Oh, what? Yeah, it's.
Oh wait, no, no, you're.
Oh, yeah. That's the whole podcast about. Programming the circle. Oh, in between.
Half face
Negative 3 and 4.
height is one.
Where is regular?
No, you're right. I did the math. I added them together instead you need to find the derivative of the function. So we're using FTC on the integral and then plug in -1 into whatever you get. Yeah.
Why? You know the radius is only in straight. Right? You put a straight line because the area of the foot.
I remember how to do tangent line.
This one is
Yeah.
So it would be A, B, C, D, E.
why is that? So why is F2? If F prime is equal to like why not prime or something? Let's show you prime is equal to F y is
2 and negative.
so
What?
Why is it 2 and -1? So if this is
Because G double prime x equal to F prime x. So I look at F prime x, I do a number line for F prime x, which is I'm looking at slope of f of x. Slope of x before -1 is positive, after -1 is negative, all the way to 2, and from 2 to whatever is positive. With D? No, because it's that's absolute. And besides absolute,
relative you did endpoints.
no, absolute you do endpoint, and even in endpoint you have to compare with other values. So at endpoint, I just say at endpoint at 4 compared to 1, 1's gonna be much larger because 1 is gonna have a positive area, but when you get to 3, it's gonna take away now because it's below x-axis. Now add back half, then that same thing as you are at 2. So though it's not relative. Relative means you has to go up or down. It has to went from positive to negative. For absolute, you actually ask for the maximum values. The absolute max, the highest in the intervals.
But if the graph is
All right, so let's go through this. The first one, g of 1 is equal to 0 because that's just integration from 1 to 1. That should be very easy. With g of 3, it should get -1 because they're below x-axis, and the two half spaces become -1. Now g of -1 is actually negative pi because you gotta change your orientation. If you change your orientation, you becomes negative from -1 to 1 of ft dt. So this part becomes this, and this one becomes negative pi. Now so for the final value, which is relative maximum. A lot of people have that question. So again, I'll do a couple times of this. then I kind of know what's going on. So that's equal to ft dt. Now we know we want a g prime of x because g prime of x changing from positive to negative, that's the relative maximum. So how do we get that? That becomes f of x. Sorry, that's f of x minus f of 1. And if I want a g prime of x, that's equal to f of x times 1 minus f of 1 times 0. So that's equal to f of x. That becomes the key, right? So the key, I'm gonna do using the key, and I'm gonna do a number line test. Well, I'm looking at above or below x-axis. So you see here, this is all positive, right? And I see here negative, and this is positive. So because g prime of x equal to f of x, and then if I do a number line test, I find out it's 1. It's now some people claim that it's 4 is relative. No, 4 is not. First of all, in order to be relative, it has to be go up or go down. Go up or go down. Okay? So therefore, 1 is perfect situations because it will have 1 and go down. Now you're gonna say 4 is an absolute either. It's not absolute because at 4 it's actually less than 1. Because at 1 you have some increased value of pi, and then you're gonna subtract 1 and add a 1/2. It's not higher than a 1. So therefore, that's that. Now, okay, what I'm trying to say is that's not absolute at the end either. The absolute happened at 1 as well. Right. So it's just only from positive to negative. Because in order to justify relative maximum, you're gonna say you're gonna say g prime of x changing from positive to negative, which is only 1 point. It doesn't occur at 3. It doesn't occur at 4 because it doesn't have a change. A relative has to have a change from positive to negative, but at 4 doesn't have a change. At 4, you can possibly consider that's a absolute maximum if the graph is like this, right? Because this is gonna outweigh to all those things. Then you can say, okay, that might be absolute at the end. But then you had to do a table justification rather than a number line. Number line is not a justification. In order to justify their maximum, you had to say is g prime x changing from positive to negative. Okay. So now the next question, the equation tangent line. Equation tangent line basically is always y minus y1 equal to m times x minus x1. Well, we know this one is negative 1 here. We know at negative 1, it's going to give you negative pi. So now let's only m. M is g prime of x. So if I have g prime of negative 1 is equal to 2, according to this value is at 2. Then I can just do this and plug in y minus y1 equal to m times x minus x1. Because this just a coordinate. This is a coordinate. It's negative 1 comma negative pi. Right? And the slope is going to be what? The slope is equal to 2. So you use this, just use point slope form. The last part is that y is an x coordinate of each point inflection. Well, you have to understand that the key, according to this key, and if I take a derivative, that's going to give you this key, which is g double prime of x is equal to f prime of x. If g double prime of x is equal to f prime of x, then I just look at the slope of f of x. Slope of f of x equal to f prime of x. So you see, this is how I write it. Slope of f of x. So if you here, you see the slope is going up, the slope is going down, and you see this is going up. So I can write it like this. Then if I write it like this, I see concavity change at negative 1 and 2. And that's the things to solve the problem. Yes? It doesn't matter. Sharp term is still when changing from negative to positive. It doesn't matter. It's not asking you whether differentiable. It's asking you if there's a concavity change. It's a good question though. A lot of people have the same question. Good question, Wesley. Brenda and Hannah, yes. Oh, that's when I asked you that says G G double prime of X. Yeah, that would be does not exist, but does not exist can still be inflection points because it wouldn't change in negative to positive. But G double prime at that particular case, yes, it will be does not exist. If I ask you G double prime at 2, it will be does not exist. But if I ask you is G double prime at 2 is an inflection point at 2, yeah, you're gonna say yes because it's changing from negative to positive. Yes, I know.
We need to justify our answer.
Yes, if they ask you. If they ask you, they will. So they didn't ask you. So for example, D, they would ask you. They will ask you if, guys, if they ask you justify, then D will be one of the possible things that they will ask you. D, and also F. So D, you're gonna says F prime X changing from positive to negative, or sorry, not F prime. G prime of X changing from positive to negative, which is same as F of X changing from positive to negative. Therefore, there was a relative maximum. Now, if they say they justify the point inflection, you're going to say G double prime of X changing from positive to negative at -1 or from negative to positive at 2. Also, same as F prime of X changing. So they can ask you that. Okay, so let's do 10 because 10 has absolute minimum value. I will say the whole worksheet you do 6 the last because 6 is the hardest. Our other thing is you should start getting used to it, especially with some practice question in class. Now this is a very big part in APs, and for the next 2 weeks we covered 3 questions FRQ. There's total only 6, and 3 questions take the account into 27 points. If you understand for the next 3 weeks, then you will have 27 points, and then you can Christmas straight through the multiple choice. You will get a 3. Unless you have very shitty luck, or you're really smart, purposely get it wrong. Which is out of answer 4 choice, probability wise, you should get at least 10 to 15. If you're on a good day, out of 45 questions, on a bad day you should get 10 questions. On a good day, you should get all the way to like 15 questions if you just guess everything C. Or B. It's usually B, I feel like. But it just gets everything the same letter. That's what I did with my SAT. Reading. That's how I get 430. I can't read. What?
It's probably still better than Sepper school.
No, Sepper did better. But Sepper's got 500 something. He already bragged in my face already. But the thing is that my SAT is way harder than Sepper's. We actually get quarter points off every time you get it wrong. So even you guess wrong, they'll take a quarter point off. And there's 5 choices. And they are long passages.
You gotta redo it yesterday. You just approved something.
Redo SAT now.
Yeah, I'll give him the SAT from like the when I take it. I don't think he can get better than me. He's gonna crash out in the middle of it.
Zero is trapezoid area, right?
Also practice to be precise.
It's not a trapezoid. Yes, bro. Yes. Yes, it's a trapezoid on its side.
It looked like trapezoid to me.
Which one? You're trying to get a.
Your first number is actually. Oh no, try it.
Mr. Ye, when you see December, ask him how his machine says when precise will be. You just ask him that. So tell him to explain the entire test and then what he did.
It's probably something kind of funny.
Genuinely, I would say that season, that is probably the most like the most athletically beat you have ever been. That was yeah.
Like a mile for my
I don't know what the line was.
Yeah, I was asking you.
That's one thing. I don't know. It's hard and it's cold. Honestly, I think the best thing that came out of that was that now you respect me. Oh,
I don't respect water.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. We were asking that earlier. The Travis he broke his New Year's resolution. I told him I was like, your New Year's resolution should be that coming to class.
You can walk in.
Yeah, he said I'll try, but he lied.
So try to be precise on everything because preciseness count on this type of points.
1 plus 2. It's not 3, it's 2. Oh, it's okay.
What time we get off here?
4 minutes. I mean, we use the 1, the 2. Let's get to know.
Yeah.
We use 3 out of 4 numbers. We start with the 0, so don't get 1.
The zero's never the better.
Brother,
Geo kind of always be, or not always, but like generally be. I feel like that's
I don't know what you're saying.
like if the interpretation, if it has.
Oh, if it accident, yeah. So, but I still want you to practice the fundamental theorem calculus for a couple times. You need to see like why they are.
I was doing it. I just wanted to make sure because I feel like it ended so far every time I ended up being.
Yeah, but like I say, question 6 it does not.
Yeah.
So your homework is everything else. So rest of the 10 questions. You guys already did 1 here, and then you're gonna do another one, so that's 5 already. So and you guys are gonna finish 1. Just do number 6 the last because 6 is probably the hardest one. And as far as the test goes, the problem is I'd rather finish the sections first. So, because I find out like I have too many pepperoni and connectivity days and all that BS. So I had to change my schedule just a little bit. So I had to put this test into 1 test. Now I have an option here is I think right now I'm linked to this option, which is Wednesday I'm gonna put only the Riemann sum and only the Riemann sum, only focus on Riemann sum, and then for Thursday it'll be this one and this one and the previous test, which is the one that you guys studied for. If you study, you should know what is to study. You should stick in you. It doesn't matter like if you study on Sunday, you study Monday. It should stick. Like say, hey, this is how I find an average value: 1 over b minus a integration from a to b. Let's say for finding particular solution, just basically you integrate and find a value c. All those things are very, very similar. So I'll let you know like actual thing on the group chat today. But you're gonna finish your rest of the homework except do question 6, the last. Question 6 is the hardest one. Yeah, you have to study your own integration test.
Are we doing the same test again?
Not same test. I'll just pick a couple important one questions because if I put it all together, it's going to be too much.
What question's the one that you? What integration?
I have a question. I thought you said to do to number 6 yesterday, so I did to number 6, but for number D, it says there's a minimum from 2 to 6. Like, it looks like it's impossible to me.
Yeah, that one's really tricky. I need to spend a lot of time to go over it, so I'll spend a lot of time to go over it.
But there is a minimum.
I think so. Because of the boundary, the upper bound's 2x minus 2, so it's kind of weird. But it's possible or not. I don't remember exactly, so I have to go back and look at it. But it's kind of take a long time to look at it, so I won't look at it right now.
Hey, you want me to come by during lunch?
If you already finished everything, did you finish everything?
We just gotta test it.
Okay, let's stress test it. If you have time. Bye. No, I want to finish this part.
So on Wednesday, it's just rhyming some like left, right, mid, trapezoid.
Yeah, and either that with this, I think they both are kind of easy. I can put it on the one. And
That's a Wednesday.
yeah, it's a Wednesday, so short day. So I don't know what I'm gonna put. I'll let you know, but you should prepare all of them.
Okay. And then Thursday's like
The
the
last
average
test.
value and the.
Yeah, all that stuff. Just because of those, we tested before break, and I feel like some people will forget something. I'm not gonna pick every question. I'm just gonna pick some
Just like
questions.
The ones that you said on the group chat. So like FTC.
Well, those are all the questions, but I'm just gonna pick a specific one.
oh, you just have to know.
answer key for this homework?
Yeah, there was an answer key, but I'll give it to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Cece.
Have a good day, see you later.
Bye.
Look at what I bought yesterday.
You went to buy it?
Yeah.
Because
I brought 2 bags. I'm gonna bring the second one later.
yeah, it's right in front. They're on sale too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Today.
So total people that were competing is roughly 320. So
My dad can volunteer. My mom also can volunteer.
I already volunteered them.
I'll ask during class too.
And also, yeah, I need a parent. I know Eli's parents volunteer. Robinson, Annalise Robinson's parents is volunteering. So I got at least 4. I will ask Michelle. I think she might do it. I don't know about Ali. Ali is usually pretty busy. He's baseball coach, so he probably not want to do it. And I asked Hartwell, and they all like that. I told him to email out. I told him to email out.
Mr. Yay! How are you?
Good.
It's good.
How'd you do on the competition?
It was alright.
I heard you got
Huh?
you guys got destroyed.
No, we didn't get destroyed. We went 3-3. We hit me and Shannon both hit the number 12 in the nation.
Yeah, you don't need to tell them shit.
How do they rank?
Based off of there's 2 different rankings. It's like based off your points you get for competing, and then based off of how well you do in national tournaments.
Okay.
Do you want more freedom? If you want more, we just have.
No.
Wow.
I just need to not look
Wow.
about it. From a broken design.
This is a paper. I can print out my own. I don't know why it costs $10.
You'll be fine. No more. Do not.
Hey, Mr. A, can I get your signature?
No,
When it comes to people like
I'm not signing
don't
nobody.
talk to people like that.
Keep it.
Not being well behaved.
You really think that's a piece important?
For my mom thing.
You offer data.
My mom can hang it up.
What a nerd.
Oh, you actually got this thing? Like,
Only for I only get it for some super people. So.
Did you send home?
Wait, actually?
It's Jerome Powell's under investigation by who? Jerome Powell?
No, that's the time to buy.
Did you send home the
Fed chair. Well, he's coach because he's the guy who controls the entirety of the check.
No, Trump is gonna mess up whole economy.
I know, but Trump wants interest rates to lower fast. But did you hear about?
But that's gonna cause inflation.
Did you hear about the credit card thing?
So, on,
Something about it.
1 year.
Did you send home the weekend?
Well,
Now I feel stupid. I specifically put aside Sunday to do math homework. And my dad's gonna let me. It's happening at my.
I'm not.
Price.
My stock went up.
It's best to withdraw from now, just buy back at the dip.
Huh?
I think the best choice, because think about this, whenever Jerome Powell's about to say something bad in general, it dips up quite substantially. But imagine if like he's cooked completely, so it's gonna be worse than what he says now. So
I don't think it's gonna impact the whole economy. Well, actually, if Jerome, I think Jerome Powell is a very nice person. I think he's a very honest person.
he's educated. He definitely knows.
He's definitely smart about economic. The people he's gonna nominate, I don't think it's gonna be half as smart as that guy.
He's supposed to be quite independent from politics at all, but
Yeah, it's supposed to be
Which
that
one?
way.
the Fed, the Federal Reserve.
It's supposed to be that way.
Wait, no, who are we talking about? Like,
You know, it's supposed to be that way. And but if he didn't get fired, he's gonna go with if the interest rate got lower, stock market is gonna go up higher.
there's a non-zero chance Wisconsin secedes to Canada.
He is, but he's old and he's at that age. It's like
But it's also gonna ruin the economy in the long run.
I know.
It just
Well, if we had
it's not long. It's not really like anything. It's just helping the rich. Like rich people, it's gonna
Yeah,
get
it's gonna
very
help
rich,
corporations obviously the most.
and
things that
we
we
are
talked about
not get any benefit at all. We are actually gonna get a short end of sticks because rich people can afford inflation, but
That is true.
and like us, anybody like average Joe,
Just in general.
yeah, it's so Trump is always for the rich people. Have you seen the meeting that after he announced the tariff, taking away the tariffs for a short period of time?
Yeah.
He was bragging to Charles Schwab. It's like, oh yeah, you make $3 billion.
I know, I saw that.
Hour, you make 20 million. Dude, I don't know why that's not broadcasted. That's like inside trading.
It is, that's illegal, but he is doing it. Like, who's actually going to prosecute it?
Yeah, I don't know why. But the truth is, no one is prosecuting them because Democrats, some people, like Nancy Pelosi, he has a better stock portfolio than Warren Buffett. So they are just as guilty of inside trading.
Everyone's
So, so you think is there's left versus right? It's really is rich versus the poor, and that's why I like the guy, James Tarico from Texas. He's basically very like I will vote for that guy for president for 100 years. He's just like a very righteous person. He said no longer left versus right. They just want us to pay attention left and right. The rich people want us to focus on left and right. But the rich people are only for themselves. Doesn't matter they are left or right. You look at like Apple went to the meeting with Trump, right? CEO Tim Cook
I remember, yeah,
and Meta and everybody like Facebook and all that. So it's all bullshit. For me, it's rich versus the poor, and rich is winning by a lot, and it's gonna win a lot more. And when he's president, it's gonna win a lot faster. So
I mean, that's the only way to get your presidency secured at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. Just be rich.
Just be rich, be with the rich.
yeah, it's essentially it's only rich people win.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna be anything else. But anyway, let's go back to calc.
All right.
That's the only thing I can control. Emily, you're back. You're behind the whole week though.
I know. I watched the live stream, but I don't.
You don't understand.
Well, like I was like, okay, and then I was like, so.
Don't worry, Katie's like that too.
I was like, okay, like, today, and then I was like, I didn't.
He was a right jump on the board. She's like,
All of us on. None of us know.
Okay, you need to know that the I man.
Yes, that's what I was like.
Everyone here.
but the rest of it, I don't know about
Okay, I feel like it's then it's like if you read it, try to get it to 0, right?
Yeah.
And then if not, then you can
Yeah. So you just have to try a couple problems. All right. So we're gonna finish your trig integral, and then what's Jesus? Oh. All right. So did we did tangent to the fourth power or no?
What?
Oh, we were on it. That was the last one.
Okay. So
Hold on, can we come out?
okay. So I don't know if you went over this one. Just in case, I'll go over again. I think only few students able to solve this problem, not every student. So I'm just gonna look at this question for a little bit. Yeah. Secant fourth of 3x and tangent cube of 3x. Now, one thing about this section, you really need to know all those identities because it does help you. And I'm going to talk about one other things today. Sine square of x over cosine square of x. Cosine square of x over cosine square of x is equal to 1 over cosine square of x. So that's equal to 10 square of x plus 1 equal to a secant square of x. So immediately, if the people want to do this question, immediately they will have some brief thinking what does u has to be, right? So now imagine that I can have a couple choices. I can have u equal to the secant of 3x, right? The problem is u equal to secant of 3x. It's a lot more harder than u equal to 10 of x because u equal to secant of x, then that's, or secant of 3x, is going to be secant of 3x tangent of 3x, right? Times 1 times 3. But if u equal to tangent of 3x, then I believe it's going to be a little bit easier. Now, why do I know that? Because first of all, derivative is much more easier to understand. So I'm going to choose that route. I'm not going to say always that route, but I'm going to choose that route for now. And I'm just thinking through that route, right? Thinking through that route. So if u is equal, if I think about inside my head, u equal to 10 of x. This part becomes what? This part becomes this becomes that you can split to 10 square of 3x times 10 of 3x, right? Why? Because this one is gonna be this one's gonna be u, and du is gonna be here because you got secant square. So those are things that you can think about, and I think about through, you know, whatever is you have to split up the secant square to both of them, so that way you can see that. Okay, so let's split up to both of them. Let's roll to both of them. So that's gonna be secant 2 of 3x times secant 2 of 3x, right? Is that okay? And now I will get, if I have this, then I will say, okay, well, this one's tangent to the cube x. Tangent 3x is gonna convert that. So this one becomes u to the third. And this becomes du, right? Even though there was 1/3 in the front. So the only key thing is this one. What can I do with this one? I can split up? No, I won't want to split up. Huh? Yeah, so you're right. So be tangent what? It'd be tangent square of 3x, right? Plus 1, right? Is that okay? Times tangent to the third x, and this one is going to be secant of square 3x. And if you integral that,
Yeah, but see, the 10, you missed 3.
oh, this is 3, okay. So is that okay? Now do you realize that if I plan it out, this one will be u to the third, this one's u squared, and this is the d part of du, right? Now you see that I have everything converted to u now. Now except the 1/3 part, so I'm gonna take care of 1/3 part. U equal to tangent of 3x. Du is equal to what? 1/3 secant square of 3x, right? Dx. So I can say, if I solve for dx, dx is equal to 3 3 over secant square of 3x du, right? So in this case, that's going to be secant square of 3x. This one's going to be u squared plus 1 times u to the third. And this one is going to be 3 over secant square of 3x du. Mm-hmm.
It should be 1/3, not 3.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I do that. Thank you. 3. Sorry, my fault. This one is 3. And then this one is going to be du over 3 secant square of 3x go to dx. So this one is going to be du over 3. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Now this one just cancel out really nicely. And 1/3 just take out in the front. So that's going to be u to the 5th plus u to the 3rd du. And this one is going to be u to the 6, u to 6 over 6, so it'll be 18, plus u to the 4 over 12 plus c. So it'll be tangent to the 3x to the 6 over 18 plus tangent of 3x to the 4th over 12 plus c. And this is the result.
Very fabulous.
So how about next one? 0 to pi over 4. I think a lot of people figure out this one really quickly. lot of people figure out this one really quickly. Uh,
Can you scroll back up?
See, is that a 0 or a 1?
0. 0. Gotcha. You want me to take a picture of it?
So you can score it through drinks. So figure out figure out indefinite integral first.
Oh yeah, do that.
Alejandro, you finished? Then just plug in. Lucia, I need you to work on math. You finished?
Oh, actually, I didn't. So you're just getting everyone some for the fun. Oh yeah,
Oh, it is.
It's supposed to be educational.
How many guys already finished? Everybody finished? Can you let me know who finished already?
I mean, I got the idea.
Eli finished?
Not this one.
Okay, and
I'm working on it. I'm almost done. Someone's I can smell it.
Kaylin got it done? Oh, wow.
It's getting close. You didn't know if I could break math, but it.
Okay. So we know for sure that we can do pi over 4. We can split this to tangent square of x times tangent square of x. Right, but tangent square of x is definitely convert into secant square of x minus 1. So far, I think everybody got this far. And then I'll say, okay, well, let's do this. Let's distribute. Let's distribute. Let's just do some math that we can do. So tangent square of x, secant square of x, minus integration of tangent square of x. Why do I do that? Think about it. This is something we have done before. What is integration of tangent square of x? Can I do something else?
Sine square over cosine.
No. Good job, Nisa. What did it say?
Yeah, I figured that out.
Does that make sense? Okay, so then what is here? Well, let's just look at this. Secant square of x. And this is 10 of x, right? What is u equal to? Right? du is equal to secant square, which is nice because this here alone, that's du, right? Does that make sense? And this becomes u squared. Does that make sense? Minus integration of secant square, which is, we know that is what? That's a 10 of x, right? Because derivative of 10 is equal to secant square, and that's minus x, right? So all you have to do is integrate that. That's going to be 10 to the third x over 3 minus 10 of x minus x between pi over 4 to 0. You're right. And then all I have to do is plug in tangent of pi over 4 into that. It's just going to be 1. So it'll be 1/3 minus 1 plus pi over 4 minus 0 minus 0 plus 0. So which is 0. So it'll be negative 2/3 plus pi over 4.
There you go for just a little bit.
Yes. The bound doesn't change because I went back to x because I choose the x bound because those are two different things. One is u. I cannot do u and unify to everything, so I just do it everything and the x. So I guess I would say always convert to u, but the problem is u on this one doesn't apply to u on the other one.
No, I
All right. Next situation is the unique situation. Is why is it unique? Is a sine to sine or cosine to even power only. If it's only to even power only, that gets kind of difficult. So I'm gonna do a integration of sine square of x dx. Okay, I'll just do a simple one first, and we're gonna give you a harder one in a second. To even power. This is a general by its own because is you have to use a different identity to approach sine to the even power and the cosine to the even power. So this is the one that I will test you is because especially sine squared or sine to the fourth, because it is something that I will say. So do you guys remember sine squared is equal to? Well, we know it's 1 minus cosine squared, right? But there's also something else. What? No. So do you remember a double angle identity? Cosine of 2x is equal to cosine square of x minus sine square of x. Do you remember this? There is sine of 2x here, but right now that's that. So we can say, well, hey, let's convert everything to sine square of x. So it'll be 1 minus sine square of x. Is that okay? Minus sine square of x. So this is from here. And that's equal to 1 minus 2 sine square of x cosine of 2x. So that becomes a thing. But I can also evaluate sine square of x. So I move it to the other side. 2 sine square of x equal to 1 minus cosine of 2x. And if I divide by 2, that becomes sine square of x equal to 1 minus cosine of 2x over 2. So when the sine to the even power, you have to use a power reducing formula. So this is called a power reducing formula. Power reducing formula is a little bit different. Then you say, okay, well, power reducing formula, I'll just integrate that. Yeah. That's going to be 1 minus cosine of 2x, right? Over 2. Now, since the bottom is one term, you can split them. And that becomes two separate integral. So this one, for this one on the right hand side, u equal to 2x, du is equal to 2 dx, du over 2 equal to dx. So that becomes 1/2 x minus, right? Or integration of cosine of u. And this one's going to be du over 4. Is that okay?
Yeah.
What's integration of cosine of u? What? Sine of u. So sine of 2x, right? And then plus c, right? So that will be this one here. So whenever you and this, like I said, this is a simple one. This is a simple one that you can use a power reducing formula. Now, is this one I would test? Yes, this one or the fourth one, I would test one question. I don't know which one I would test. The fourth question is just, you just do extra work, but just have to be careful of the sign and stuff like that. But yeah, this is a simple one. Let's talk about a little bit harder one. So any question about this part? Power reducing. And the only thing that, so for me, like when I study for a test, is like I study the hint. Like I study sine square of x or sine to the 4x. I just use the power reducing because this is the one is general but its own, like it's its own category, right? So it doesn't require the Pythagorean. It doesn't require something else. It requires like if you know your power reducing formula. I just went from power reducing formula to simplify that. Now, obviously, you can find out a cosine square. Cosine square equal to 1 plus cosine 2x over 2. So in the next one, I'm going to use this one. So today I want an integration of, let's just say it's integration of cosine to the 4th x. So cosine to the 4th power. Well, let's one just remember, if we can do something simple, we will just choose to do something simple. Huh?
Like the formula for this is just derived off like the one thing you said, like cosine 2x equals cosine squared x minus sine squared x. Like the formula for like sine squared x and cosine squared x is just like from this original formula, and then you just kind of like separate them to find either cosine.
So this is a double angle identity.
And so all of our like our formula to solving the even power is derived from this.
It's called power reducing. So what we come up is power reducing. This is both power reducing. You can just memorize those two. But this is how they derive from double angle.
So like this one and like this one are the two
Power reducing. Yeah, it's the one that we're gonna use for even power. I just show you the history where they come from.
like where
Yeah, where they derive from. But you don't have to know that. You can just memorize your power reducing if you want to on your test. That's fine.
okay, thank you.
So for this particular case, now we know that this one is 1 plus cosine of 2x over 2, and we know that this is square. Would you say? Because is, first of all, this one it should interchange to a cosine square of x times cosine square of x, cosine square of x to the 2 dx, and then cosine square of x equal to 1 plus cosine of 2x, not square, so it's 2x over 2. Now for this, I can just think about this, 1/2 plus cosine of 2x over 2 square. So which is 1/2 plus cosine of 2x over 2. There's only small tiny things that you have to work on. Is this one becomes 1/4. 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4, right? What's 1/2 times cosine 2x over 2? Plus what? 1/4, right? But it's 1/4 plus 1/4, so it's 1/2 cosine of 2x, right? Is that okay? Then the plus cosine of the square of 2x dx. Is that too hard? Now be careful here. Oh yeah, 4. Be careful here. I hear is cosine square of 2x. Now, if I want to, so the thing is, you want to reduce everything to the first power. So the problem is this is still second power. Can I reduce that even further? So how do I reduce that even further? So let's check out cosine of x, right? Cosine, cosine power reducing formula. Sorry, it's gonna be cosine square of x equal to 1 plus cosine of 2x over 2, right? This is a power reducing formula, right? We reduce from first power to the second power. Now, what is cosine square of 2x? What do you think cosine square of 2x is? Huh? That means everywhere you have x, you doubled it. So what would it be? What? 1 plus cosine of what? 4x over 2. Is that okay? So now it's just algebra. Sorry, it's a lot of algebra here. And this one is going to be 1/4. Then it's going to be 1 plus cosine of 4x all over 2 dx. All right, so now finish this part off because now it's just algebra. All right, so that's just distribute. That's just do a hard math. So that's 1/4 plus 1/2 cosine of 2x plus 1 over what? 8, right? Plus cosine of 4x over 8 dx. So this add together, so it's gonna be 3/4. Wait, hold on a second, 3/8. And then plus 1/2 cosine of 2x. So this is dx. I'm gonna just each individual one dx here, and then plus This one is going to be 1 over 8 integration cosine of 4x dx. So this one's 3 over 8. This is going to be 3x. And this u equal to 2x for the second one. So u equal to 2x, du equal to 2 dx, du over 2 equal to dx. So this is going to be 3/8x plus 1/2 sine of 2x over 2, which is 1 over 4, right? So this one is going to be plus cosine of, so sine of 4x over 32 plus c. It's just a lot of math.
What's the last sentence? What's like the third thing before C? Sign.
Sine x 32. So end up in this section, you're only particularly using a Pythagorean identity and the double angle identity. Oh no, sorry, power reduced identity. Power reduced identity is using something to the fourth power, something to the second power, especially sine and cosine. Because you cannot convert it. If you just integrate sine square of x, you can change to 1 minus cosine square. That's not going to help you any good because you don't have any u substitution you can base on. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. So let me give you another one that you can practice. So this one is go back to the Pythagorean identity. So I want to see if you know how to do this one. And this one you're going to figure out on your own. Cosine cube, yes. Let me rewrite again. Think about what u du is. It will help you solve the problem. Obviously, you have to use Pythagorean identity. What?
You can't run 5 hours and do that. No, it's 5x right?
Adding symbols together.
What do you put a square in the box?
So we're going to see
I just can't see it. But you're gonna have everything. This is the native way.
I warned him, bro. I warned him. I warned him, bro. I was sick.
You guys done? Is it getting? You got it? So this one is going to be 1 minus sine square of x times cosine of x over square root of sine of x. So what can you see? What is u equal to? Sine x, but you have to say u equal, because this already du, right? Sine of x du equal to cosine of x dx. And then this one just had to split, so this is going to be sine, it's going to be, this one is going to be u to the negative 1/2 minus u to the 3/2, I think, du, right? So u to the 1/2, 2, plus minus u to the 5/2, 2/5, plus c, so be 2 times sine of square root of sine of x plus 2 over minus 2/5 sine of 5/2x plus c, and that's it. When you guys want to start lunch? You, Alejandro, Lucia, Eli, and Nelly says she can come in. Hello.
Yeah, but I don't think
Connor, you going home? Of course. Is Cookie going home too? Cupcake going home too?
Cupcake can be a little portion a little bit stinky.
So why you got a privilege to go home? Yeah. You want to pretend to cough?
I got the sniffles.
When we all just skip.
You're gonna No, I got
What?
I got like 70%.
Good job, Peter. Who you got sick? Jesus?
I'm feeling a little something too, Mr. Yang. We all blame Greenwald for making us sick, actually. It makes sense.
Greenwald made us sick.
Really, everyone's sick, and I clap it.
Greenwald is patient zero.
And ask him what's going to be on. Oh, that's nice. So you asked me if we want to waste more money?
Connor, go home though.
Well, if you want to waste it today, we're going to go ahead.
Okay, Alejandra. Eli, Lucia. Who else?
For team one, me, Lucia, Nelly, and on 1 and 2 for Sean and
I'm trying to recruit a fourth member. I need to talk to you three for a second. Kushang, you're on a team 2. Your team 2 with you, Armin, and I think it's Claire. Okay. And I need to talk to you too. So I need to talk to 4 of you guys.
did you see that they started doing
So you have Science Olympia too, right?
No, here.
No, do you have Science Olympia?
I'm in Science Olympia.
So all 3 of you guys will not be here March 7th, right?
Oh yeah.
March 7th. Okay, that's fine.
their competition?
Eli,
Wish for him.
Leanne will be there then.
huh?
Leanne has signed Leanne.
Yeah.
Deanne says she might do that. I don't know. I have no idea what she said. Okay, March 7th, February 7th, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, and your mom can volunteer.
For both of them, or just for the like for those ones too, or for the one we're here?
No, just one here.
Yeah, she can do the one here.
Okay. All right. So that's good. Thank you. Appreciate you. Can you stay at lunch start for which day? Wednesday?
Yeah.
But it's gonna be like a next 2-week thing. I wish you can start today, but if
Yeah,
you
I
guys
can
have-
do Wednesday. Today would be kind of hard. but I can do Wednesday.
But Wednesday and on for the
Yeah.
pretty much the next 7 days.
Okay.
Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. So then we're gonna get Nelly here at Nelly, and hopefully we can get Claire here.
Yeah, big lunch.
She have a lunch. Armor has a lunch, right?
Nelly has a lunch.
Claire has B.
Nelly has
But
a
we're not
lunch.
worried about Claire because I'm actually gonna.
Claire's team 2.
Yeah, but I'm training her because Claire and Misha and Nelly, they're all not in the Science Olympia or debate. So they will be the main source for the thing. You're gonna be the only person to be consistent, so you're the anchor for all 3 competitions.
Okay.
No pressure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you next time. I'll see you Wednesday.
Right, like,
Can you stop abusing my saber?
It's a whole bunch of.
Okay. Okay. Then okay.
Let's take away
Just
the
yeah.
whole picture.
Okay.
Not a child.
What do you? Oh, good lord.
20 empty collisions.
Why is you here?
Autism stop.
Arthur, give us 30 seconds.
Yeah, go away,
I
Arthur.
was giving you
Go away, Arthur. Arthur, you're not having her for the next 2 weeks
Very
for
well.
lunchtime. I'm gonna have her. Here, all of here, Lucia and Eli, and they have to.
Me, Mr.
Yeah, you guys.
I'm
all
gonna have.
Okay.
Ah.
I'm sorry, Arthur.
How do you flip it over?
All right.
Put this.
That's what happens when you got a smart girlfriend. They have a lot of obligations. Okay. So we are gonna try to do somewhat well, but you guys have to lock
Try
it.
to do somewhat well.
No, no, no. I'm,
Not be last.
As well, yeah.
Let's try not to
No.
be last.
oh. Please don't embarrass me like this.
We won't embarrass you, Mr. Guy.
Don't worry, Mr. We're gonna be
We'll be right above embarrassing.
But I don't expect being OSS. No.
Or
No.
Fraser.
He said
Fraser's not coming.
That was
Fraser decided to go to different
They have
competition.
other
and
prior.
like
No,
he's
they
like
go to
Olympia? Olympia?
Nah.
No.
Not good enough. But there are some schools that at least you gotta be Orange County schools like Winter Park. Well, I mean Winter Spring. Winter
I have
Spring.
rivals that moon, guys. We have to say.
Okay, at least be. Okay, so here's a list of.
Here's the list of who you have to beat.
What's Aiden?
Okay,
You gotta beat OZ.
Oh, that Aiden. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you were a live stream, honestly.
okay, I don't really care.
Just because everything talks right now, it's in the live stream that everyone talks in.
That's no problem. I
Nobody checks this old man's stream.
yeah, I have like 24-hour stream, like 48-hour stream. They're not gonna check.
I told you.
You didn't tell me to turn off the stream on last Friday, so it's
Wow,
like
I was too locked
48.
in. I was locked
okay.
in.
So
I actually hit the picture.
okay, so you can go. I know it's in 30 more seconds. Boone High School,
Beat.
we have to beat. If we lost to Boone, I'm gonna be upset.
I
Second
think-
year in a row.
Only one we're gonna lose.
Okay.
We'll lose to.
So Lake Brandy, Lyman High School,
Beat.
Lyman is the ball.
Lose.
Olympia.
We'll lose to Olympia.
We will lost to Seminole.
We'll lose to
But
Seminole and
University Winter Spring. At least minimum be all the Orange County Central Florida teams except OSS.
We'll
Okay.
beat everybody but OSS.
Okay.
And some.
We can beat OS middle school.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause
We actually low-key we can't. Think about this. I feel like a middle schooler in calculus is smarter than like a junior in calculus.
Okay.
No matter how like I don't know.
They are.
they are.
Honestly, they are. No offense, but they are. Okay, so anyway, you go lunch, but next start from Wednesday. Okay, bye.
Tutoring, screw that.
Practice one and then
Alright, Krishan, wait, do you know how to put this back?
Hey, Mr. You can get your free copy. There's 3 to
Oh,
one.
I like
Actually, I'll put him in Devon.
Hey, they would actually win that though. Wait, together.
I'd be distracting the entire
Hey,
opponent.
Mr. A, you know who asked me if they could compete?
Oh,
No, you need to put him on it to like distract the
brackets.
That's what I was thinking. I'd be
Brett was
good.
like, can I compete for algebra? And I was like, I don't think that's allowed.
Do we have algebra 2 team, but if you want to, he can.
I think he meant algebra 1.
But I don't think he can. He can
Are you ready for
do well.
Mr. Yen, 2 things.
Yes. Yes. What can I do for you?
I looked at your homework and went, ugh. I'm still gonna do it.
You haven't done it yet?
When is it gonna be done?
And I don't want to make
And
it.
5th period, I have Greenwald. Is it how I just come to your class? Either way, I'm gonna skip Greenwald. It's just if I'm skipping in your class or someone else's class.
And I have already.
I'm gonna do my homework quietly.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Is that you have a test today?
Shit! had an excuse building up. You know me? I go, I'm gonna be like in Fort Lauderdale for Thursday and Friday, so I can do it on Monday. He was here those 2 days, so now you put it to Monday. I have no fucking excuse.
You have flu.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yo, you guys have Greenwald, right?
Everybody has flu right now.
You guys have Greenwald? Tell Greenwald I have a horrible flu and I left early. Yeah, tell him his fat ass got me sick.
Or like, you know, I can ask
Perfect.
school if, like,
I'll be your
I
fifth
can have
grade.
an empty
You didn't
where I
pass your unit circle.
what you could
Actually?
Yeah.
Wait, really? Damn, bro. Wait, can I see what I got wrong? You think you ripped it already?
Even Arthur passed.
So, aha! Please. Don't worry, I'm on my lock-in period. I'm looking at the homework going,
Yeah,
damn.
Here. So then which one? This one and this one? Yeah.
Let me show you a trick.
Oh, that one's negative?
Let me show you a trick. See this here? If you draw a straight line, it's shorter x, right?
Uh-huh.
Your wait a second.
Wait, how was
Your x is right, but you forgot negative sign.
on there?
Yeah, you didn't have a negative sign here. You didn't have a negative sign here.
Oh, it's just that one. So I just
That
went
one-
with the negative? Damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
You didn't put down negatives.
Okay.
That's the only
Yeah, I
thing you're
got
messing
you.
up. You got a negative here.
That's crazy. Okay.
You forgot negative sign. That's why I told you guys to double check it.
Yeah. I have to double check it. How
So,
do I do the homework stuff?
huh?
How do I do writing stuff?
You know how to do it?
No, I don't know.
I have streamed, but I was. You need help right now. Did you watch your stream?
No.
I think the stream's really long, but I don't know if it's. I don't know if it's up there. Or not. I don't think it's up there.
Yeah. I legitimately was gonna tell you, since you and me are like best friends now, and I'm like really good at hosting stuff, can I manage your tournament?
I do need the help. But I
Can I
don't
be the
know.
person who like? I'm really good. You can ask me.
It's-
The debate tournament.
600 people plus, and all the SJ kids to bow down.
He even had a walkie-talkie.
I had to manage the SJ.
Oh, you got a walkie-talkie?
Yeah, I'm a badass.
How do you get a walkie-talkie?
Ask her.
Huh?
Ask her.
Ask who?
Ask her.
Or end the debate tournament.
But that day we don't have a tournament here.
Are you not hosting it here?
Oh, January 24th, do we have a tournament here?
Yes, but not here. It's
But we can borrow her walkie-talkie though.
No, her walkie-talkie was from the school. That's why she got it. It's cool. Where the hell are you guys hosting a tournament? In the school? So therefore, it's here.
So yeah. So I need to ask Kelly for. I need to ask Coach Kelly for.
Yes. Ask her, and she knows how to do all the details. Lunch is easy peasy. And think about this: I'm so good at like doing this. I was able to manage SGA kids. You know how stupid those are.
Okay, I'm gonna need your help then. Okay.
Certificate with my name on it.
Certificate. I'll 3D print your medal. Wait, why is on this account? Oh no, Gmail sign in.
Not as bad as the phone one.
Let me see if it's still there. If it's there, then you can watch it. If it's not there, then.
Probably.
Ah, why is not switching account?
After you form them, until they never. Oh yeah, because we like moved it to like the end of the year, and they had that.
Alan, were you here today? Alan, were you here today?
No,
Where were you?
I wasn't here.
I didn't see him here.
He was here, but not here actually.
Like mentally not here.
He was here spiritually.
He's mechanic.
Oh, what? After I heard Eli, like, bird call, not bird calling, because the whistle.
Dashboard. Live.
I think it's young doctor that wants me probably.
Oh. This is live. Okay, I gotta turn this off.